Branding's one of the most important things that an entrepreneur definitely has to get correct in their marketing strategy. Without branding, you're wasting your advertising budget. Today, I'm with a special friend, Ryan Norris. He's a business owner and he's a successful entrepreneur. Ryan, thanks for being with me.
Thank you, Paul. Glad to be here.
So let's tell everybody about your business. How long, because you started out as a Ford dealer, is that correct? So you were a Ford dealer for how many years?
I was a Ford dealer for 8.5 years. Started out in the Toyota business, grew up in the Toyota business, went out on my own and bought a small Ford store back in late 2000, and I was there until December of 2008.
You know, what I love about you is you're so humble. And you say, well, I bought a small Ford store. That's when you went out on your own. But you say small Ford store, but how long did it take? What were some numbers as far as, how you ranked in the zone? Let's not talk about revenue, but let's talk about your rankings.
We started out selling about 30 total units a month. That's what the store was selling when we bought it. We got to where we were selling 150 to 175 total per month.
And this was a little town. This is Pickens, South Carolina.
Town of 4,000.
Town of 4,000 people.
Right.
And so how were you ranked? What was your ranking in the zone, more or less?
We were typically pretty high up in the zone. And the last year that we were there, in 2008, we were the #1 volume Ford store in the state 3 out of 12 months of the state of South Carolina.
So what was it that you did at this Ford store? It was Norris Ford.
Right.
What did
Norris
you do?
Ford. We had to brand it. And I know that that's a generic term and that's what we're talking about, but we had to stand out to make people come to us. And you're talking about before the internet was really like it is now in the automobile business, but we really had to brand our name. And we came up with a slogan at Norris Ford, our name means a great deal. And that really is twofold, because it can mean we're going to give you a great deal on your vehicle, but it also means that our name, Norris, means a great deal to us, and it's got to stand for integrity, and it's got to stand for the character of the dealership, and for us to be a different experience coming to Norris Ford, for it to be a different experience than one would have going to another Ford store. Right. It was something that had to get the message out that it's going to be worth my time to drive past some larger stores to get to this small store.
So 2008, you sold out because the other dealers wanted you and the other Ford dealerships bought you, because here you are number 3, or #1, 3 months out of 12. And so Toyota of Easley, but something I definitely want to talk about that now that you're at Toyota of Easley is people. What about the people at Toyota of Easley?
Yeah, you have to be able to cast a vision of your brand, of your business model, of what you're looking for in people. And when you can clearly cast that vision and truly get that, communicate it to your people, that has a whole lot to do with branding your dealership. Because if I believe it and my managers believe it, but all the associates don't get the message, then that's what transpires to the customer. So you've got to have everybody bought in, and not everyone will fit in, but you'll see that you'll start to attract people that fit in with your vision. And you'll see that people that don't really fit in will weed themselves out, but you've got to be consistent with it. You can't change the vision. You've got to find what works. You've got to find what brands your dealership and stick with it.
And so let's talk about that culture and brand, because I think so many times a business owner, they think a brand is a slogan. And I've got a slogan, I've got a logo, and that's my branding. But you keep on using the word culture. Tell me about that.
Our culture, we call it the 3 T's: time, trust, and transparency. We want to be considerate of people's time. We want to be transparent. We don't want there to be any hidden secrets, anything that I have to say over here that a customer can't hear. We want to be transparent with them. And when you can do those things, you earn a customer's trust. So if we can take care of time, trust, and transparency, that means that we are on the road to earning a customer that's going to come here and do business with us from now on.
What is brand exactly? I mean, try to put it into your words. What is a brand? If I was a business owner and wanting to start building a brand, what exactly is it? What are all the aspects that make up a brand?
And it's hard to define that. It's hard to put it into words, but I think a brand is something that when people see something or hear something, they think of your company. You can think of fast food restaurants. And fast food is, you know, when you think about it, what is fast food? It's supposed to be something that you can go and not spend much money and get food quick, and it's not usually the best food in the world.
Right.
But you can think of different fast food restaurants like Chick-fil-A, and when you think of it, you think of somebody that has raised the bar. And you know, and their brand is not necessarily the cows and the advertising or things like that. It's...
Oh, you hit a beautiful point there. Their brand, I mean, while they have it on the billboards, the cows, you know, we have a lot of people all over the world who watch the video that they probably don't know Chick-fil-A, so they should Google Chick-fil-A and see the billboards where the white cows with the black spots say eat more chicken.
Yeah.
But that's not really their brand, it's the people.
Their brand's their people, their brand is their culture, their brand is who they attract, not just the employees they attract, but the customers they attract.
Yeah.
I mean, Chick-fil-A, you ask a question, the answer is my pleasure.
Yeah. And you could think of many a company that might have a slogan, but they don't live it, they don't breathe it.
It's got to line up. It's got to be consistent with what you're saying, because it's easy to say we're a great company, we're a great dealership, we're different than others. You can preach that all you want to, but when somebody gets here to this store, you've got to back it up and show them. That's my story. Now tell me yours.
I hope you enjoyed hearing from Ryan Norris. Ryan's a good friend of mine, and he definitely has a brand of his own. You should Google him. You should take a look to see what he's doing online and with his brand. And if there's one thing I want you to understand, brand is much more than a logo or a slogan or even a jingle.